Hello, hello, hello.
If you are coming to the Dominican Republic, whether you're just visiting or you're moving here, here are all of the cultural differences between the United States and the Dominican Republic.
Hello, hola, it's Yonny and Kayla. Hola, hello from the DR of Buffalo.
In the United States, people don't really make eye contact with each other,
Really?
but in the Dominican Republic, everyone makes eye contact with you all the time,
Yeah.
always, everywhere you go.
You cannot be in a place with people that they don't stare at you.
And most of the time, it's not staring, it's just like you make eye contact with each other, like you acknowledge each other's existence, which is not really
Yeah,
a
but
bad
it's too
thing.
deep. I know, but it's very deep.
It is.
It's too deep.
It is.
Actually, I don't like it. I personally don't like it.
I like it.
You do?
It means people care about each other.
I know, but wow. But we just were in the store,
Yeah,
and every time when I was walking by myself, I was looking at you.
yeah.
I couldn't look anywhere because every time I look, I saw eyes on my eyes.
You will make eye contact with people if
Yeah.
you look at them
Yes.
everywhere you go. One thing I noticed in the United States after going back to visit was that people don't stop next to each other at a red light. So when there's a red
They
light,
don't?
the two cars they stagger, and you're never supposed to stop directly next to somebody because that's weird. Because then you like look over and they're like you don't want to make eye contact with them, so you don't do that. And you also don't really park next to each other either. When you're parking, the parking lot is like very spread out. Like some cars park next to each other, obviously, but a lot of people choose not to park next to each other.
That is in the U.S.
Yes.
Wow. It's so different.
But in the Dominican Republic, if we are stopped at a red light, there will be a motorcycle that stops directly next to us.
Or in
And-
front of you.
Yes. And when we park, if there's an entire street and the street is empty, and there is one motorcycle parked on that street, another motorcycle will come and park directly next to the motorcycle.
Yeah.
And they will be right next to each other.
And then another one comes.
Yes. However, I feel like that is better because if one motorcycle, like a car might not see it, but if you have like three motorcycles, they're less
Yeah.
likely to be hit.
Yep.
So maybe that's a good thing.
Well, yeah.
I don't
If
know.
you see it in the positive way, yeah.
In the United States, I noticed people go to restaurants a lot. They go to eat food a lot. They eat out at cafes. They'll go get their coffee every morning, which is fine. But here, we're not really centered around food. People don't spend their time and money at restaurants here.
No.
In the United States, you must make plans with somebody first before you go to their house. You must call them first, you must make plans with them first, you must make them in advance, and there's not really a lot of spontaneous visits from people. I'm sure people do, but the majority of people have this idea where you have to be invited to something, you have to make plans to do something, you can't just show up. But in the Dominican Republic, a lot of people just kind of show up at your house whenever they feel like it
Yeah, but
without calling.
yeah, if you're good friends and
Yeah, if you're friends with someone, you can just go over to their house whenever you want.
if you have many people who you know very good and you're very good friends, they're gonna show up to your house.
So be ready.
Yeah.
In the United States, when you enter a restaurant or you enter a room or you enter, I don't know, a building or you walk on the bus, you just enter and then go to your spot and then sit down. But here in the Dominican Republic, if you get on a bus or you enter a room, even at the hospital, I noticed people do this. When they would open the door to the hospital and walk in, you have to say something. People will say buenas
Oh
or
yeah, yeah.
salud
Yeah.
or
Oh yeah,
buenos
the high,
dias.
the high, yeah.
You have to say something when you enter a room.
If there's people, yeah, of course, you need to greet
Yes.
this is the custom.
Yes.
Greet, and if you don't do it,
Then you're rude.
then you're rude, like very rude. People will stare at you even more.
Maybe I should do that more often.
You're learning to do it more. You know, because when someone say hi to me, I never see you saying hi back.
But I do. If someone says hi to me, I say hi to them. I'm not usually the first to say it, but I will say it back.
So if I go to the U.S., I will say it. I will say
You'll walk into the hospital room and be like, "Hola, hello," and everyone would just like look at you like, "What are you doing?"
Really? Really, that's rude.
Or we'll go to a restaurant and you'll say, "Good morning," and then everyone will just like stop eating and
Really?
stare at you.
You cannot even say good morning?
No, people don't do that.
You gotta be kidding me.
And that is why I want to stay here forever.
Okay.
One of the many reasons why I want to stay here.
Well, I want to stay here for that too. that is being more rude than ever. If you get to a place and you say hi, at least one person should say hi.
What
I
if
will
no
say
one
hi.
does?
That mean that everyone hates you.
Wow, I'm gonna try it and see if everyone hates me.
No, they will all stare at you and be like, oh yeah.
Another difference is in the United States, when you stand in line at the grocery store or wherever, you leave space between you and the person in front of you. Everyone has personal space. But here in the Dominican Republic, if you're standing in line at the grocery store and you have your cart, the person behind you is directly behind you. If you move, you will hit them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're standing in line for the pharmacy, the person behind you will be so close that they could possibly hit you.
Yeah.
But it's not rude if you accidentally like hit them.
No, it's normal.
It's just normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very normal. So if
Yeah.
you come to from the US for the first time and you're in the grocery store,
Your personal space will be gone.
yes, they will hit you.
You don't have personal space anymore.
No, they will hit you.
Another difference between the United States and the Dominican Republic is that in the United States, there's this idea of being individual. You own these things, they're yours. You are your own person, you are independent. And in the Dominican Republic, it's very different because we are a family. The Dominican Republic is like a family. And so all my students, they share everything. When they get candy, they will all take a bite of the candy.
Yeah.
They'll get a piece of chocolate, and between like 10 of them, they'll each take a bite and share the whole thing.
Yeah.
And even if people are hungry, they will still share food.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time sharing my food with you when I'm hungry, but like they just share what they have, and it doesn't belong to them.
No.
Like it does, but they don't hold on to it so tightly.
Yeah, that is true. That is our custom here.
Yes, and I like that. I need to be more like
Yeah,
that.
it's people like don't feel good when they're eating something, and there are other. Even though that is something little, they're like, "Do you want some?"
Yeah,
Even though that they know that the other person will say no, they still ask.
yeah. So I've been here for almost 3 years now, and those are the most noticeable differences between the United States and the Dominican Republic for me. If you have been to the Dominican Republic and there are any other cultural differences that you've noticed, you can share them. Otherwise, that's it.
Yep. Hey, did you hear the rooster?
No.
That's great. We didn't hear it.
He was going for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then you did a noise and he ran away.
Yeah, there is a specific noise for chicken.
Rooster?
For roosters and other chickens.
Chickens?
Yeah, if
To
you
make them go away?
to make them go away.
Well, it worked.
It does work.
You didn't have to use your rock.
No. Unfortunate. Okay.
I'm doing fine. So ease your worried mind. Sit back and close your eyes. Yeah, yeah, this land is a paradise. And the people are so very nice. I'm happier than I've ever been in my whole